Some destinations are timeless, but only once in a lifetime do you find a year that changes a country forever. For Spain, that year is 2026, the completion of a dream 145 years in the making, a rare cosmic spectacle written across its skies, and the roar of history as Formula One comes to its capital for the first time ever. This is the story of why Spain in 2026 will be unlike any other moment in travel history. In the heart of Barcelona, a story set in stone has been unfolding for nearly a century and a half. It began in 1882, when workers laid the first stone for a modest church, a project under the architect Francisco de Paula del Villar. But destiny had other plans. Just a year later, following disagreements with the promoters, Del Villar resigned, and a visionary 31-year-old architect named Antoni Gaudi took over. He inherited a standard neo-Gothic plan, but what he would build was anything but standard. Gaudi didn't just redesign a church, he dreamt of a new Jerusalem. He envisioned a world carved from the earth and reaching for the heavens. His vision was radical, rooted in two profound beliefs: his deep Catholic faith and his unwavering conviction that the natural world was God's greatest cathedral. Gaudi was a student of creation. He spent countless hours observing the intricate architecture of the wild, the way tree branches reach for light, the perfect spiral of a snail's shell, the resilient structure of a human skeleton. He believed that every form in nature reflected the divine, and that to build for God, one must build God. He famously declared, "Originality consists of returning to the origin." For Gaudi, that origin was the sublime engineering of the natural world. Step inside, and you leave the city behind to enter an ethereal forest. The interior columns, far from being simple pillars, are angled and branched. They soar upwards, bifurcating near the ceiling like the canopy of a great forest, a design that not only evokes nature, but is a stroke of structural genius, eliminating the need for the flying buttresses that defined Gothic cathedrals. Light, for Gaudi, was the essence of divine glory. He designed the vast stained glass windows not merely to illuminate, but to transform the space. The windows facing the rising sun are filled with cool blues and greens, bathing the nave in the contemplative light of dawn. As the day progresses, the light shifts, pouring through windows of warm orange and fiery red, setting the stone ablaze in the afternoon sun. It's a symphony of color and light that changes with the hours, a living, breathing space that connects the visitor to the rhythms of the day and the cosmos. This epic story is told on the basilica's exterior, across three monumental facades. The Nativity facade, the only one substantially completed in Gaudi's lifetime, is a joyous, intricate celebration of life. It teems with sculptures of plants, animals, and the Holy Family, a vibrant ode to Christ's birth. In contrast, the Passion facade is stark, angular, and haunting. Completed decades later by sculptor Josep Maria Subirachs, its gaunt figures and harsh lines convey the brutality of Christ's suffering and crucifixion. Finally, the magnificent Glory facade, the last to be built, will serve as the main entrance. It represents humanity's ascent to God, depicting scenes of final judgment and eternal glory. Its great doors inscribed with the Lord's Prayer in over 50 languages, a universal welcome. Gaudi knew his masterpiece would outlive him. He dedicated over 40 years of his life to it, the last 15 exclusively. In 1926, his life was cut tragically short when he was struck by a tram. So unkempt was his appearance, he was mistaken for a pauper and not given immediate aid. His death left the project in peril. A decade later, the Spanish Civil War saw his workshop ransacked, and his intricate plaster models, the key to his vision, smashed to pieces. For many, it seemed the dream had died with him, but the Sagrada Familia was more than one man's vision. It had become the soul of a city. Generation after generation of architects, artisans, and stonemasons picked up the torch. They painstakingly pieced together the fragments of his models, using surviving photographs and drawings to resurrect his plans. When skeptics doubted it could ever be finished, they remembered Gaudi's serene confidence. He once said, "My client is not in a hurry." His client, he believed, was God, and the timescale was eternity. Now, that eternity is arriving. In 2026, exactly 1 century after Gaudi's death, that profound patience will be rewarded. The final pieces of this grand puzzle will click into place. The basilica will finally be completed, its full silhouette piercing the Barcelona skyline with 18 spired towers. 12 for the Apostles, 4 for the Evangelists, 1 for the Virgin Mary, and the magnificent central tower of Jesus Christ. At 172.5 meters, or 566 feet, it will become the tallest church in the world. Yet, in a final act of humility, Gaudi designed it to be just shy of the height of Montjuïc, Barcelona's highest hill, for he believed that the work of man should never surpass the work of God. For the first time in 144 years, visitors will experience the Sagrada Familia not as a construction site, not as an unfinished dream, but as a completed, living vision. To stand before it in 2026 will be to witness the culmination of history, a testament to faith, artistry, and unbelievable perseverance. It is a story of how a single, brilliant idea, nurtured by the hands of thousands across time, can grow into one of the most breathtaking wonders of the modern world. And yet, this triumph of stone and light is just the beginning of what awaits in Spain. On August 12, 2026, the cosmos will align for Spain in a breathtaking spectacle. A total solar eclipse, a rare and profound event, will trace a path of fleeting darkness across the Iberian Peninsula. This isn't just any eclipse. It's a historical echo. Not since 1905 has the Spanish mainland been graced by the moon's full shadow. For over a century, generations have lived under this sun, unaware of the spectacle hidden behind it. In 2026, that long wait ends, a moment that connects the present to a distant past. The journey of the Umbra, the moon's darkest shadow, will begin over the rugged green coastline of the north. It will sweep across cities like Bilbao and Zaragoza, before continuing its journey over the sea to bless Valencia and the Balearic Islands, including Palma. Each location offers a unique stage for this cosmic drama. As the afternoon progresses, an uncanny twilight will fall. The quality of light will change, becoming sharper, more silvered. The air will cool, a sudden, noticeable chill that quiets the birds and stills the breeze. On the ground, tiny crescent suns will dapple through the leaves of trees, a beautiful and eerie prelude. All of Spain will hold its breath, united in anticipation. And then, totality. For a few precious heart-stopping minutes, the world transforms. The sun vanishes, replaced by a black disk haloed by the ethereal, pearly-white tendrils of the solar corona. The sun's atmosphere, a sight invisible at any other time. The sky darkens to a deep twilight, revealing bright stars and planets in the middle of the day. Along the horizon, a 360-degree sunset glows with amber and rose-colored light. Imagine standing there, a witness to this cosmic ballet, feeling an undeniable connection to the universe and to every person sharing that sliver of darkness. It's a perspective-altering experience that has moved humans to tears for millennia. Then, as quickly as it began, a single, brilliant point of light erupts, the diamond ring effect, signaling the sun's return. Daylight rushes back, and a wave of cheers will ripple across the landscape. This is more than an astronomical event, it's a pilgrimage. For travelers, 2026 is not just an opportunity, it's destiny. To see Spain during this eclipse is to watch the universe itself take center stage. A few minutes that will stay with you forever. And as day returns, Spain will keep writing 2026's unforgettable chapters. And then, our third reason, a moment when speed redefines history. For centuries, the streets of Madrid have echoed with the footsteps of kings, artists, and revolutionaries. But in 2026, those echoes will be joined by a sound that is utterly new, a roar that signals the future. In September, the city will make its spectacular debut on the global motorsport stage, hosting its first ever Formula One Grand Prix. This isn't just another race on the calendar, it's a bold statement. The circuit itself is a marvel of modern engineering, a brand new semi-permanent hybrid track built around the IFEMA exhibition grounds. It will challenge drivers with a unique blend of high-speed, purpose-built sections and tight technical corners that demand absolute precision, all within the city's vibrant landscape. For Spain, a nation with a deep passion for motorsport, this is a homecoming. Imagine the emotion as Madrid's own son, Carlos Sainz Jr., races through the streets of his hometown. Picture the legions of fans, a sea of red and yellow cheering for their heroes, continuing the legacy of legends like Fernando Alonso. This race will be personal, fueled by a national pride that will be felt in every corner of the city. The event promises to be a full sensory immersion. The entire city will transform into a festival of speed and culture. Imagine the energy of Madrid's legendary nightlife, the clinking of glasses in tapas bars, the passionate rhythm of flamenco, now providing the soundtrack to a race weekend. The scent of sizzling chorizo from a street vendor will mingle with the unmistakable aroma of high-octane fuel. It's a collision of worlds, the raw adrenaline of Formula One meeting the soulful, irrepressible spirit of Madrid. This 10-year commitment is more than a race. It's the beginning of a new legacy, one built on innovation and spectacle. For anyone lucky enough to be there, it will be a chance to witness history not just being made, but being felt. The ground trembling as the world's fastest cars blur past ancient architecture. To be in Madrid in 2026 is to see a city write its next great chapter, not in ink, but in tire marks and engine roars, a truly unmissable stop on any traveller's journey. 2026 will not be just another year in Spain. It will be the year Gaudi's dream finally touches the heavens. The year when day turns into night and millions look up in wonder. The year when Madrid roars with Formula One for the very first time. Travel here in 2026 and you won't just be a tourist, you'll be part of history. Because some trips give you memories, but this one will give you a story you'll tell for the rest of your life.